think we all have our internal biases. I've gone out of my way. So I have a female partner, and she's big in the Women in VC network within New York. And one of the reasons I hired a female partner, because initially it was just me, but I went out looking because I thought, if I'm amazing, if I'm the best VC out there, I'm still only seeing a slice of the market. So part of the funding issue is simply white males that hang out with other white males get referred pitch decks of white males. So some of it is deliberate. Like, there are jerks in the industry who are jerks. Some of it's very subliminal, subconscious, where, again, if your network is comprised of X, it's unlikely that it just accidentally, it has to be a very deliberate effort to go looking. So why do I think the 2% are? Because I think you think top down. The managing partners at your Sequoias, your Excels, your Benchmarks, they're just starting, like, Union Square Ventures just got their first female. And I think it's great, but it's too little and it needs to happen a lot faster. And I think that, we're seeing single vertical funds like Female Founders Fund. And I was at an event with Sutian 2 nights ago. And as we're going around the room, what is your name? What does your fund do? And she says, invest in females. Full stop. Like, that's what they do. So I think it's critically important that funds like them, they exist. But I also have challenged all of my CEOs to put diversity, whether it's persons of color and women, in their hiring plan. I have a team in Boston working on sort of an advanced engineering problem where it's 2 Filipino founders, so perhaps underrepresented within the engineering space. But in Boston, of all places, if you can't find top talent engineers in Boston, you're just not looking. Like, between Harvard, MIT, Boston College, and I think, again, back to that selection bias, because I pushed on them, and finally they were able to find some really sharp women engineers. Because I think, we stick to what's comfortable, familiar, easy, and from that top-down perspective, the partners at firms have to become women so that they can mentor, shadow, role model the principals, the associates, and so that those associates, as they're looking out there, aren't. We all know of the sort of broy associate level people that are bad actors, but they kind of also make female founders probably cringe at the thought of having to go to one more fratty beer drinking networking event. I think we've seen a ground shift, a change where if you are a VC fund, you better be looking hard at women, because ultimately we're in the business of making money. If you've got a great company, if you're doing something amazing, I want to meet you. So yeah, my advice to female entrepreneurs is to send us their deck. But that aside, I think oftentimes we think of investors doing diligence in startups. I think founders, male, female, any founder, needs to do diligence on the firm, figuring out what the firm's ethos is. And it doesn't have to be some corny mission slide on a company's website, but almost all funds put their portfolio on their webpage. So talk to a founder. Is Carbon Ventures just full of hot air, or do they actually help people? Is he a misogynist? Is he a jerk? Does he like women? And I'm pretty transparent about that. So if anybody asked, hopefully they say good things about me. But I think that is a critical piece, because there are firms that have good and bad reputations. There's a West Coast firm, Jillian Manis, and I just totally blanked on the name of her firm. But it's not so unknown. She is a powerful woman. So, and I think she was abused, assaulted in the previous life. So she gives out her cell phone number to women entrepreneurs and says, if anything ever happens to you, this is my phone number, call me. And that's powerful. And so, like, I'm on the East Coast, but I know that about her, and because that's become her reputation, you know. So I think while I would love to get as many female entrepreneurs in the fund as possible, I think because I'm a male, I also have to be sort of aware that if I was a woman, I might want a woman on my board because I might trust her perspective better. And I think that doing diligence on firms and funds to figure out where they stand, what they are, is the critical piece.